Hey, oh, well. Hey, hello. It's me, Jake. Welcome aboard Friday, October 21. Is that what it says on the thing? Did I type it in right? I don't even know. Now I think, no, yeah, I did type it in right. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? I typed it in the right way. Um, October 21, welcome aboard. Feeling pretty good. Having a nice day. I think it sounds like I have a little bit of a cold. I feel a little scratchy in the back of my throaty, but I don't think it is anything. Maybe it's a cold. Maybe it's something. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not going to over worry about it. But of course, I'm going to test myself and quarantine in my own pants for the whole weekend. Mm. Delicious coffee. Happy half hour. Hello, Dave. Hello, Andrew. Get well soon. Yes. Oh, I hope so. Laura, greetings to you. Greetings to you. Happy Friday. I'm here in my man cave this Friday, the podatorium, the storage bin, and I'm excited though. Next weekend, coming to Phoenix, stir crazy. Is it next weekend? Yes, I believe it is. Next weekend, Friday and Saturday, the 28th and 29th. I'll be in Phoenix at Stir Crazy. After that, I'll be in Seattle on the 4th of November. The 5th of November, I will be in Wenatchee, Washington. And then the 10th, 11th, 12th of November, I'll be in Richland, Washington. Very exciting. Please Google the heck out of that and come see me. Happy Friday, Rachel. Will there be a happy hour later today for margaritas? I am not sure about that, Rachel. I think so. I think we're going to be trying a new place this week, and I can't remember the name of it, but I'll tell you about it next week. But yeah, I think we're going to try a new place. I'm not sure if it's going to be margaritas or not. Rich to Chooch, happy hump day. Hump it up yourself, my friend. Pick, greetings. Um, uh, Happy Friday, happy hour. Yes, Ouija, you have a question before everyone shows up. Whenever you see two or more comedians around a table or on camera, they seem to be laughing uncontrollably. Is that like a secret handshake of comedians? Well, comedians are funny, and the most satisfying thing to do is to make other comedians laugh, which usually kind of requires some more outrageous behavior. But the most fun comedians to hang around are generous with their laughing, and so they like to have a good time. My friend Ken Ober, rest in peace, former host of Remote Control on MTV back in the way day. God, he and I used to get together and laugh hard, crying hard. I really miss him. Andrew, hola, lovely timbre in my voice today. Yeah, it's a little bit deep. I would like to narrate a documentary about owls. There used to be a time when I would talk about animal facts on the show, but that was when we were 5 days a week. Maybe we'll have to bring back some animal facts, but not today, because today it's Friday. Oh, Laura, hello from Atlanta. You're enjoying Sangria Flight tonight, and you're heading to see Mike Birbiglia after this. Well, excellent. I love Mike. I've known Mike for a long time. If you see him, tell him I said hello. Uh, yeah, I'm sure his show is great. I haven't seen his latest, but he is a prolific dude and very funny. Um, you miss Ken Over and you never met him. Pick, yeah. Well, yeah. There you go. See, um, well, let's cherish the people that are still here who make us laugh if we can. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about whoever you got out there that you can start cherishing. Do it this weekend. Cherish somebody. They're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. So as we do on Friday, animal facts are the best. You love it. Now you're all excited. Yes, Dave. Well, that's gonna be maybe next week. Maybe Tuesday we'll do some Bible and some animal facts. I don't know. Um, but Fridays are the Hollywood Producers Story Directory. Always a favorite. Well, it's a favorite of mine. I hope you guys like it also. Um, but so this is from the spring of 1991, and these are scripts that people have written, and then they've sent in this little blurb to try and get people to produce producers to produce it, because this is the Hollywood Producers Directory. Okay, how about today? Today's selection is in the drama category. I always get out a pen so I can mark it, so we're not repeating, because there's hundreds of these in here. But today's selection is registered with the WGA, Writers Guild of America, in 1980. It's a feature film, action. There's a treatment available, not a script. There's not a script for this, just a treatment. There might be a script now. It's been a while. But you'd have to ask George Schumann and Jim Grosvenor of Sold Out Productions. I like it. They've already got a production company in Tallahassee, Florida. Tallahassee, hotbed of entertainment. I'm not taking the piss. I'm giving the props. How about that? I was halfway through that sentence before I knew how it ended. The apparent suicide of a teammate leads a retiring star quarterback, Dan Earl, through an investigation uncovering the use of covert drug experiments in this not-too-distant football setting. I see. So this is during the when the steroid leagues in baseball, steroid time, beginning of it. A web of intrigue leads him to one man with military connections. Oh, you got to watch out with those military connections. With 2 games left before the Super Bowl, Earl races against time. You've always got to race against time. No matter what race you think you're in, it's against time also. He has to race against time before the Super Bowl. Earl races against time, and the indifference of all authority levels, those authority levels, they're often going to resist you. So you're going to be racing against time, you're going to be resisting authority, and you're going to fight further corruption of the sport, and to prove murder is amongst the ranks in this fast-paced drama with a suspense thriller Blade Runner ending. A Blade Runner ending? Surprise! All these football players that we thought were on the juice are actually robots from the future. They've come back here to make a fortune in the NFL, and they've got they're robots from the future that bet on themselves in an escrow account for people who haven't even been born yet. How about that? See what I did? I just took what he said, went on top of it with my own idea. Now we can ditch his part and just keep my robots from the future coming back to fix sporting events by being awesome, and then betting on themselves, which is, that's how Pete Rose gets thrown out of baseball. Spoiler alert. Oh, that already happened. So there you go. There you go. That's your happy, that's your story for today. Laura's wondering how the Australian camel folks are doing these days. Yes, I have to check in with them, the cameleers. Is it just you, or do you call in an internet reboot? I don't know, Dave. It never hurts to reboot the internet. It'd be great to see if any of these movies ever made it to the screen. Well, I'm putting it out here. If you've seen it, please let me know. Yes, Charlie, happy hour, happy Friday to you. You're calling the internet now, Dave. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Okay, Ouija, you've got a movie idea. How about this? Please also send these into the Hollywood Producers Directory. But a global narcolepsy pandemic strikes and the world is asleep. Aliens and gasoline-powered UFO arrive. Notice everyone's asleep. Fill up and leave. Yeah, I like it. They steal all our gas products. That's how we finally commit completely to solar power and alternative energy. Is that aliens, while we're all in the midst of our narcolepsy, steal the gas? I'm not sure that was all in your idea, Ouija, but when you produce it, you're free to use those ideas, or bring me on board as a co-producer. How about this? It's time for a Louise L. Hay Wisdom Card. I just looked at it. I know, I cheated. You can see me looking down. What am I looking at? Just straight on my crotch? No, I'm looking at this. I rejoice in my employment. That's the Louise L. Hay wisdom card from today. I rejoice in my employment. How about that? And what's it say on the other side? Let's take a look. There are people looking for exactly what I have to offer, and we are being brought together on the checkerboard of life. Do you think life is really a checkerboard? I think if life is a game board, it's going to be more like Go, where it seems simple, but it's really complicated, or something, or like the game, or like Monopoly, where it seems complicated and it's actually simple. I'm not sure, but hopefully me and the people who want the things that I do are being brought together. I want to believe that. Believe me, I want to believe that I'm going to be brought together with people who want the things that I'm about to do. To be because daddy's got to eat and daughter's got to go to college. Parcheesi, Ouija is suggesting that the game of life board is similar to Parcheesi. Yeah, well that one definitely looks simple, but it's more complicated, isn't it? I think. I don't know. What about oh my God, cribbage? That's one that looks simple but is more complicated. Charlie's thinking Monopoly, but maybe Battleship. Yep, Battleship. I don't really feel life as a battle most of the time. It's just a pain in the ass. Man, every time you think you've got something figured out, there's another thing that you don't have figured out. God, I've got this issue with the state government that I'm trying to iron out that's probably going to require me to pay a fee. And then I just remembered some email that I read this morning about some other thing that you think is one way, but it's really the other way that I gotta. There's always somebody who needs you to email them and straighten them out. Isn't that the truth? Somebody's always got to be straightened out in this world, and we're just the ones who've got to do it. How about a little Uncle John's bathroom reader? That's always nice on a Friday. Lady Jerry would be here today, but she's also got a little bit of a cold and is feeling tired today, so she's having a lie down. This is politician talking. Politician quotes. This is from Dan Quayle. I am the future. It turns out he wasn't. It turns out Dan Quayle was not the future. He was wrong about that. Mae West. I don't know a lot about politics, but I know a good party man when I see one. Mae West. She's always coming from the same kind of place. And that place is a sexy place. Lyndon B. Johnson. LBJ. I'm a fellow that likes small parties, and the Republican Party is about the size I like. That's a weird one. Okay. I don't know. More politics. PJ O'Rourke. Democrats are the party that says government can make you richer, smarter, taller, and get the chickweed out of your lawn. Republicans are the party that says government doesn't work, and then they get elected to prove it. Well, we definitely see some of that. But, all these politicians now, they just want you mad at the other side so that they don't have to do anything when they get in charge. Just hate the other guy, and then I'm just going to watch the UFC or porn or whatever I want. Charlie Byers, Mae West like Cary Grant. Well, who doesn't like Cary Grant? Farkle is a good game, Rich. I feel like I knew Farkle and now I forgot it. Shoots and ladders, advanced setbacks, surrounded by 6-year-olds. Yeah, that sounds about right. Charlie, Roseanne, Rodana, Zanadana. It's always something. It is always something. Dave, Jen is heading to an Indian casino in Durant, Oklahoma. She sends her love, and I have to head south to the sunny resort town of Pickering, Ohio. Well, that sounds great. Dave, you enjoy Pickering. I hear the pickings are good in Pickering. Andrew, always with the good questions. Here's a behind-the-scenes question about my career. Of all the late-night shows you performed on, which host did you most enjoy to interact with off camera? Well, it was pretty limited interaction off camera. I mean, I had a nice conversation with Johnny Carson off camera during the commercial, but it was just, it was very passing. And I've had pleasant interactions with Dave. Who have I talked to more? Maybe I've talked to Conan a little bit more, but I was only on his show a few times. And Craig Ferguson. Craig Ferguson is pretty awesome. I loved doing his show the one time I was on with him. And I love the interview part of the show, because he's just open to anything and saying whatever crazy thing came to his mind. So Craig Ferguson is. I'm gonna say I really like Craig Ferguson. Not to besmirch any of those other people, but he was also closer to being a contemporary of mine, or maybe he was more open to talking, or we just had a little bit more. It just was. Could be anybody, but I'm saying Craig Ferguson today. Ever had Pizza Pit pizza? Yes. I have had Pizza Pit. Or wait, no, we've got Pit Fire Pizza. I think I've had Pizza Pit back in Wisconsin, but I don't remember it enough. Everything is always more complicated than it needs to be. Yeah, for sure. Rachel, your oven died and we had the new one delivered today, but they couldn't install it because the state codes have changed since the plug-in hookup was originally put in. So now you have to get an electrician. Yeah. I hope it's in time for Thanksgiving. Yeah, well, I wish you luck, Rachel. As you know, well, I had to get an electrician out for our new oven because we switched from gas to electric, and I needed a 210 instead of a 220 instead of a 110, and so it was a brutal, complicated. Charlie, you keep forgetting how big time you are, even though not a really. Well, I don't know what that means, but yes, thank you. That's very nice. I think that was a compliment. It's tricky as you get out into the world. Sometimes the people, especially when they're friendly, Laura, you're saying Craig Ferguson is so much fun. He'd be great to chat to. Yeah, yeah. If you get a chance to talk to Craig Ferguson, if you get a chance to go see him live, go see him. It's going to be fun. And that's what I would do. Somebody was asking me if I would pay to go see a comedy show, and I have paid to go see a few comedy shows, but not many. Um, Mostly, I like to feel. As a comedian, you feel like you're outside of so much of the normal world that people are inside of. That then the one inside of a world experience that you can have is when you're a comedian, you go to a comedy club and they let you hang out backstage and then stand in the back and pace back and forth and watch people and then go backstage and talk to the other comedians about what just happened on stage. So, so usually that's like what I would like to do, but I think I could go sit in the audience for Craig Ferguson, but then I'd like to be able to go backstage and talk to him afterwards if I could. Um, that's what I'd like to be able to do. But mostly what I'm really looking forward to, happy hour today. We're going to real happy hour. I don't know if there's going to be margaritas because we're at a new place that may not be margarita taste eyes. Um, Thank you, Ouija. On your list of A-list comedians you've chatted with, I'm number one. I appreciate that. And in Alaska, I don't want to think about how many A-list comedians you've talked to because I don't want to besmirch your talk, chat, comedian chat abilities, which are hot next level. That's what they say now. One late night host Andrew did not enjoy was Craig Kilborn. Weird because you really enjoyed Snark, and he was pretty snarky. I was only on Craig Kilborn's show when he had a show one time, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, but he felt that he had bigger fish to fry than that show, and if people can tell at the job that you're currently doing that you think you've got bigger fish to fry than that job, that's not a good recipe for your success in that job. Just on a side note, let's forget about Craig Kilborn. All right, Rich, you just made a gin martini. Congratulations. I believe in your future success. I like a vodka martini, even though some people even don't think that's a martini. Jen is watching. I can see that. Jen, welcome aboard. I understand you're driving to a casino in Oklahoma, and I can't say that I'm jealous because I don't like casinos. I did have a good time in Tulsa. I will give you that. I will give you that. I did have a good time in Tulsa. Went to a bar and threw some axes. What other thing? Had a good time. It was good. So I'm not gonna I'm not going to take a. I'm not going to have a boom boom on Tulsa. Uh, I found some other books around here. I didn't do a promo of the What Could We Do with $1 Trillion, and I need to. I found the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. That's a good thing to have. I know we've already had some snark out of the Uncle John's bathroom reader, but how about just a little regular handbook of snark? Snark. Let's do some handbook of snark. Music. This is a music snark. Encouragement. I like the song you sang. One day you should have put it to music. These are things that you shouldn't really say to another person. Of course your voice is pure. You strain it every time you sing. That's a pun and also an insult. I didn't say your voice was out of this world. I said it was unearthly. Yeah, there's some mean things that you can say to other people. I don't think I want to be saying mean things to other people. Not right now. Not today. Not until I'm back out there in the world. I forgot. I've still got the Call My Bluff game, and I've got the question box. There's so many things we've got in here. This is the Call My Bluff game, where we have a word, and then there's fake definitions and real definitions. Horripilate. 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 Horripilate? Maybe. And that means veer away from the correct course or path, cause one's hair to stand on end, or to predict or foreshadow doom and destruction. Horripilate. I'm not sure if anyone is going to know this one. I've never heard this word before. What are you saying there? Laura's saying you are an awesome post-show chat, Jake. You talked to me in Atlanta after a show in the dinner, and you gave a free poster when you mentioned that you were a fan of the podcast. Yeah, back in those days. I still have enough of those posters that if somebody's coming to a show and you want to mention it. Jen, you got a good feeling 10 grand coming your way. That's great. All right, so horripilate means cause one's hair to stand on end. Horripilate. How about that? Pulchritude. I think I've heard pulchritude before. Sanctimonious, holier than thou attitude, kindness, or physical beauty, especially of a woman. Pulchritude. I was surprised that means physical beauty, especially of a woman. Pulchritude. Because I thought it was more like pugilosity. Like pulchritude meant that you were prone to fighting. But that's not. I've already given you the right answer. Ouija, you're saying on an upside down day, I could say, sign up saying be a jerk to a nice guy. Well, there's plenty of people already doing that, Ouija. We don't even need to encourage people to be a jerk to a nice guy. That is some shit that's already happening. People are being the jerks to nice people all day, every day. And in fact, a lot of people think that that's the safe choice, to be a jerk to a nice guy. People, I'm not a life coach, but don't be a jerk to a nice guy. Be nice to a jerk. But we'll come to that in a little bit later. I've been going through all the old CDs. I found, here's the Robert Johnson, the complete recordings of Robert Johnson, and I found the CDs that go inside of it. And man, this is a thing. This is a thing that everybody had to, but this was like that Stephen Hawking book. Everybody had to buy it, and it's some old-timey blues music. The songs are all like under 3 minutes long. There's one song they're all under 3 minutes. And anyway, it's interesting. These are short songs. But maybe Dead Shrimp Blues, that sounds like a good one. And maybe we could play a little Robert Johnson on the show. If I could figure out how to do that. If I could figure out how to play music on the show while we're watching the show and then not get thrown off the Book of Faces or the Tube of You, why don't you just you go ahead, see if you can get the complete recordings of Robert Johnson and listen to those on your own. I can't be doing that. Um, okay, hubby's out of the corner store. Jen saying she's out. Hope everyone has a wonderful. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Um, Jeffrey Gauss, you love the Crumb soundtrack. I'm not sure what that means. You mean the movie Crumb, the R. Crumb movie? That sounds good. Big UFC event in Abu Dhabi tomorrow. Huge card with great matchups. Yes, Andrew, but it starts at dark 30. I mean, the early prelims start at 7 a.m. and then the big matches are at 11. And at that time, I'm going to jiu-jitsu tomorrow. I don't usually go on Saturday, but coach told me today, Jake, you should come tomorrow. I said, I think I'm going to skip tomorrow and come on Sunday. He says, I'll be out of town on Sunday. So I think I'm going to go tomorrow. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to be wrestling other dudes while people are wrestling other dudes in Abu Dhabi. But Andrew, I'm interested in the fights. I've been watching Fight One on Amazon Prime because I'm paying for that Amazon Prime, and they have fights on there. So I've been watching that. Although I wish there was a little bit more jiu-jitsu-y UFC stuff because they actually have. Did I pronounce your name correctly, Jeffrey Gauss? That was my guess. I hope I'm glad that that's right. I'm glad I got it. Believe me, I've had some troubles in the past. Ask Ouija or Keys. All right. I think it's Friday. Don't wrestle. I think it's Friday, and I think it's time for Seize the Day. We're getting ready to seize this day. I like to think we've already seized it. I like to think that you started seizing the day right when the show started. And I'm talking about seizing the day, not that other thing with the chicken. If you're doing that, I'm flattered and also appalled. So now it's time for Seize the Day. And today's Seize the Day is from Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Is that him? I think it is. And I've got that book somewhere along with the biography of the guy who started McDonald's. I was going to read that. Anyway, Dale Carnegie, today Seize the Day. Today is life. The only life you are sure of. Make the most of today. Get interested in something. Shake yourself awake. Let the winds of enthusiasm sweep through you. Live today with gusto. I like it. Although, present moment. We're all about the present moment here on the Daily Briefing. But don't forget, there'll be another present moment later. But let's take advantage of this one to not give up. Okay. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you have a nice happy hour. I hope you have a great weekend. If you're in Phoenix, I hope you come and see me next week in Phoenix at Stir Crazy, October 28th and 29th of 2022. And if you live up in Washington State, I'll be in Seattle on November 4th. I'll be in Wenatchee on November 5th, and I'll be in Richland, Washington, the 10th, 11th, and 12th. So that's a lot of opportunities for us to be together, and I hope that you don't screw that up. Believe me, my future depends on it. So seize the day. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Be nice to a jerk. That's the opposite of what everybody else is doing. It's going to freak people out. Be nice to a jerk. And finally, last but not least, don't give up. There'll be plenty of time to give up later. If we've proven anything on this show, it's that. There'll be plenty of time to give up later. Do you see me giving up? No, I'm still here. Do you think I should give up? I'd rather not you. I'd rather you didn't answer that. Okay. Happy Friday, everybody. Until we meet again. See you Tuesday. I'll be back on Tuesday, and that is October. Oh, gosh, I can't even see over there what day. Tuesday will be the 25th. Is that right? So I'll be back next Tuesday. Probably no show next Friday because I'll be in transit to the big Phoenix. But if I'm there and I can, then maybe that'll happen. Probably not. But Tuesday for Shizzy. See you then. Love to love you, babies.